I'm glad to be here this moment again, and I'm glad to be doing this with you. Yes, you are welcome to Professional Daily Devotion. And this morning, we are going to be looking at empathy. And I'm saying that empathy is not the same thing as sympathy. Of course, we want to understand the core of empathy. And throughout this week, we're going to be doing that. Now, this is why we're doing empathy this morning. I discovered something that if you really want to grow as a leader, I mean, you don't need to wait till when you become a leader before you start inculcating some of these very basic skills or attributes of a strong leader. Now, empathy is one very fundamental thing. If you check your office, your anywhere around you, and you see a leader that does not have empathy, you will realize that the environment will become very toxic. Okay, so to avoid that, as you are growing, middle leader, you are just a newbie in the job, you're even a leader, then embrace empathy. What is empathy? I mean, I'm going to be picking the definition from a quote saying, empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. So we're going to be looking at empathy not as sympathy. Okay, so it's totally different. I mean, and I see it in this way. While sympathy is just pitying the other person. Oh, I'm sorry. Empathy is stepping into the shoes of the other person and feeling exactly what the person feels. And most of the times, sincerely, we all say it, I can step into your shoes and feel. What does it exactly mean? What are the practical things you can do before you can say, yes, I am empathizing with someone. I am not just sympathizing, okay? Sympathy means feeling bad for someone. Empathy means stepping into the world and seeing things through their perspective, their reality, and responding in a way that shows understanding. So let's quickly unlock what empathy is. So we're going to be using our framework today, and the framework we're going to be using is EAR. Okay, EAR, EAR. Okay, how to practice real empathy. The first E stands for engaging in active listening. We are going to look at this practically, and we look at acknowledging their feelings. Okay, that's the A, and the R, respond with understanding. So let's take the first one. You see, most times when we hear people, when we listen to people, we tend to listen to reply. Even as a counselor, people come to you to talk about their challenge, and then you are listening because you are thinking of the answer. As they're telling you A, B, C, you are not even listening to understand them, to see things from their perspective. You are just quickly listening so that you can respond. No, an empathetic person will listen to feel the other person. I remember emphasizing listening now. Something came to my mind. We listen, we don't judge. Oh, well, I mean, that one got bastardized at a particular point. Okay, but that is just the reality. Okay, where you listen not for judgment, you listen not because you want to reply, you listen not because you want to counsel, you listen not because you want to solve the problem. You listen first because you want to even understand what the person is going through. And it may not be anything serious. It may be what you have also gone through too. Okay, empathy starts when you truly hear what someone is saying. And then when you listen, okay, you are listening to the body language of the person, you are listening to what the person is actually saying. So how do you do this? Okay. When you are listening to someone, remove all distraction, your phones, and then anything distracting you, just give full attention. Then the person will feel that is she or she is being heard. Okay, show that you are equally engaged. Okay, maintain eye contact when you need to maintain eye contact. Nod. Okay, rephrase what the person is saying. Give some verbal cues that you are really listening. And to show that you are listening, you are not in a hurry to run away from the person. Resist the quick fix responses. Okay, all right, okay, now let's solve the problem now. Okay, you see what we do. Number one, number two, number three. No, reproduce the statement. If you have gone through the same thing, to record just this to the person, let the person know that no, no, you are not the only one here. We also go through this to understand what the person is going through. The second one, A, is acknowledge their feelings, which is also similar to what we are doing now. Empathy means recognizing and validating emotions without judgment. I mean, that's where the judgment now comes in, where you realize that okay, yeah, your emotion at that moment, the feeling of that person is valid. I mean, the person may be immature. I mean, to you, you are mature, you've gone through it, or probably you never even went through it because of the situation. You don't know what the person is going through. So whatever I'm going through and I'm coming to express it to you and I choose to cry about it, okay, can you please listen? And then can you please acknowledge that my feelings are valid? Now, you want to help me to overcome that feeling, quite all right, but it doesn't mean that you need to invalidate and make me look stupid, because most of the time When people stand up and go away from you after discussion, they now say, why did I even discuss with him? When they start having that feeling, then the discussion, the conversation, the meeting with you lack empathy. But there is a way you make them feel, oh, your feeling is valid. Everybody goes through this process, or not necessarily everybody, okay? This is just a process you are going through. I mean, just make it valid that yes, you have this feeling does not make you less human. Okay, you have this experience does not make you less human. No, you are picking the person from that place. Okay, oftentimes we hear people say, I know how you feel. No, nobody cares whether you know. You don't know. Okay, you actually don't know because it means you don't feel how I feel. You only know maybe from book and the rest. I mean, why not start with some statement like that sounds challenging for a young man like you. Okay, okay, tell me more. Let me know what is going on. Well, how are you handling it now? Okay, what do you want me to do for you now? So, real application, asking the person the real question. So, the first thing you need to do in knowing how to acknowledge feeling is acknowledge emotions by mirroring it. Okay, mirror it back to the person verbally. Rephrase it in such a way that the person will feel like, oh, so truly you understand what I'm saying, and I do not dismiss that I've said it. Do not dismiss it. Okay, the emotions, they are, come on, it's not that bad. You're over exaggerating things. No, please. They call it gaslighting of a kind or whatever they call that thing now. Okay, no, that's not gaslighting. Okay, there's a way you dismiss people's emotions quickly, and then it makes them to feel like, oh, that means I'm not even, it's like I'm not regular. You're not making the situation worse for them. And as they are talking to you, in order to show that you are really acknowledging, be present with them. If you know you cannot show empathy by being present, okay, why not postpone that? Can we talk about this some other time? Okay, can you talk to my colleague? Can you talk to a counselor? Can you talk to this? I don't think I can handle this. I probably am going through the same thing too. Okay. The third one there to show empathy as a young leaders person is respond with understanding, the power of thoughtful action. Okay, just show that yes, you understand. Empathy is all about connecting first, not responding. Okay, you want to connect with the person you are talking to, or that is talking to, as they're relating with you, as they're sharing the same space with you in the office that you have employed. You want to first of all connect with them first. Okay, and then the best response, okay, will always come from understanding, not assumption. If you do not understand, can you ask again? You can always think, okay, how can I support you? Okay, what support do you need at this moment? That's what a true leader does. And you too, as a teacher, you can equally do the same thing for your students too. They tend to trust you more. As an employer, you can do the same thing for your employee. As an employee, you can also step into the shoes of the employer. And no, it's not easy. When the month comes to an end now, they are thinking of how to make you happy, pay your salaries and everything. You can step into their shoes too and deliver effectively. And then realize that empathy will help you create trust and strengthen the relation between you and your student, between you and your coworker, between you and your clients, between you and your customers, between you and your employee. Always step into their shoes. I mean, these days now you see most people don't really know how to handle their customers, and you wonder, I'm your customer, right? You don't shout at me. I mean, you just go like, if you don't want, take your money back. I think I'm going to do a short video for reels on my experience on how someone handled me when I was in a critical situation, and then as a service provider, she could not handle my emotion because I was in a dear need of her service, and then she would not be able to deliver. Quite all right, but the way she went about it made me feel like, wow, what a person you are. All right, quickly call to action. Okay, empathy is just not sympathy. If you really want to be a good leader, then you start embracing this. Now, many of us want to get there and you want to be a successful leader, then you have to embrace this now. So, practical step you need to take today. Okay, as you go to work today, as you go around today, listen without interrupting or offering a solution. Just somebody comes to you today, just listen. Okay, make the person feel like he's being heard. Okay, acknowledge one person's feeling before responding, and then tend to ask the right question. How can I support you where you are a bit confused? Can we take our affirmation this morning? Say it after me. I choose empathy over assumption. I listen to understand. I acknowledge without judgment. And I respond with thoughtfulness. My ability to connect makes me a better professional and leader. Thank you for living with empathy. See you tomorrow when we are going to be looking at another side of empathy. Okay, and we'll take it practically step by step. Thank you.